You think you're original? You ain't original. You're programmed to be you. You're a slave and you don't even know it. And the shit you think of ain't even your thoughts. Just step out of the box for a minute. Look, I would have loved it if life was truly fair. I would have loved it if we were given answers. I would have loved it if we were given a chance to thrive. I would have loved it. Or someone is gonna say some Illuminati stuff. These are my fingers, bro. I would have loved it if I was allowed to just be. Nothing is feeding off my energy. Nothing is feeding off any other living being's energy. I would have loved it. I would have loved it if I knew what the clouds were. I would have loved it. I would have loved it if I was able to explain to you what is really going on. I would have loved it. I would have loved it if love was what we wanted it to be. If I can be loved without anything to offer, I would have loved it. I would have loved it if I was simply loved for just existing. If I would be loved even if I lost everything, I would have loved it. I would have loved it if I'm not loved because I'm handsome. If I'm not loved because maybe I have something that people want. If I'm not loved because, like, if I'm loved for just existing. If I'm loved for my soul, I would have loved it. I would have loved it if we were willing to help one another. Remember Billie Eilish said something interesting. She's like, why should they be billionaires, really, man? Like, seriously, why did we agree as a collective that they should be billionaires? I'm not saying people shouldn't have money. I'm not saying people shouldn't work hard and have what they want, but there's a certain level of wealth that we need to question. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. Especially if there are a lot of people who are struggling, you know? I don't know. The game is just messed up, you know? I would have loved it, man, if we're willing to help one another. If I can see that, okay, this person is suffering and I can help without really losing much, let me help them, you know? I would have loved it if we were programmed that way, bro. For a program to want to help, to. Uh, and I tell y'all that this is hell. I'm not saying that because I'm trying to be negative. I'm not saying that because I'm trying to criticize your God. I'm saying that because of what I've seen, what I understand, what I've experienced, what we are experiencing. I'm saying that because I'm interested in the truth. This really feels like hell. I believe that each and every person who's intellectually honest feels this way about this place. I do understand why we would lie to ourselves. I was once, I mean, I didn't really lie to myself, but I can understand because I was once like that. Like, there was a time when I didn't really question anything, so I was kind of lying to myself, right? I can understand. I can understand why you want to believe this is good. And you know what? If you do believe that it's good and that is helping you, that is good. I'm not against that. I'm not mad at people who think this is good. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even mad. I'm not mad at all. But I want to speak to the people who can see that something is off. You know, these are the people that I want to talk to. Uh, I don't wanna feel alone. I don't want people who think like me to feel alone. I don't want people who think like me to not be able to express themselves, to not be free to express themselves. I want to inspire them to express themselves. What are you seeing when you look at the world? I do believe that people who are like me are honest people. You know what I'm saying? Like to them, it's no longer about what they can gain. It's no longer about survival. It's about truth. You know, we do get it. We do get it that um to have your survival needs met in this place, most of the time, like maybe for most of us, we kind of like have to live a lie. You know, like if you're gonna be totally honest, you're probably gonna lose a lot of things that you have. You know, so you kind of like have to play this game where you like wear a mask and nobody knows the real you and what you're dealing with and how you think and all of that. You know, but I'm telling you, this ain't it, bro. Weird things are happening. Too many weird things are happening every single day. Yesterday, when I was talking about Anthony Joshua, he got involved in a car accident in Nigeria, which claimed the life of two people. It seemed fine. It's a good thing. But two people died. Hey, like, so after the Jake Paul fight, which I wouldn't say was the biggest fight of his life, but it's the fight that was really important in his career because we as boxing fans, the boxing fans, we knew the guy. We know Tyson Fury. Like we know these guys. We know Tank Davis. Jake Paul was supposed to fight Davis actually. We know these guys, right? But they were not really mainstream like that. Yeah, they were rich, making a lot of money more than people who are mainstream. But like, if I were to, even now, if I were to like meet a random stranger, you're like, who is Anthony Joshua? They wouldn't tell. You know what I'm saying? So he was really he was not known. The boxer that people know around the world is Mike Tyson. People know Mike Tyson. People know Muhammad Ali, but not like the most famous boxer in the world is Mike Tyson, bro. If you're famous in Africa, you are famous. Like in America, you know everyone. I get it, But if you're famous in Africa, you are famous. I remember I was debating with this guy from, I think it's from LA. Right? I was debating with him who like the most famous rapper. And they're like Drake. It's like, look, everyone knows Tupac, bro. In South Africa, ask. I mean, maybe the young kids, I don't know, but we had like in our rooms we had posters of Pac, bro. Like everyone knows Pac. Like this literally is the most famous. If you're famous in Africa, you're famous everywhere. I mean, unless you're only African, but really, if you if you're not from Africa and you're famous in Africa, you're famous everywhere. But yeah, Anthony Joshua gained a new uh like he gained new audience actually. And yeah, what happened in his career was new. Like he's never experienced something like that. The women be talking about him on TikTok, like, wow, I wish I had a man like that. Like, you know what? I don't believe in cheating, but if I met Anthony Joshua, just once, be saying stuff like that, and you're like, and that happened, like a week after his fight with Jake Paul. Like that happened a week after his fight with Jake Paul. Like a week after his fight with Jake. A week after his. You have to understand this, right? You have to understand this. I'm a big fan of boxing. I'm a big fan of MMA. I follow these guys. This stuff don't usually happen. They are good drivers. This stuff don't, you know. But 1 week after his fight with Jake Paul, that happened. Why? And we're not supposed to be conspiracy theorists. We're not supposed to ask questions. We're not supposed to say that is weird. Yes, it could just be an accident. Weird things happen. And also, one thing that you must know about life is that it has this. It has a tendency to take its energy back after it is giving you what you want. I don't understand why. I mean, I kind of do. But yo, if things go a little too well, I kind of think you have to anticipate something bad, you know. And I think that's what I was talking about. In fact, I talked about that yesterday. That life will give you something that you've always wanted, but it had like this. You have to kind of anticipate something bad, and even when things go so wrong, you have to, like, if it's not the things that you're used to, like they go super wrong, you have to anticipate something good. But yeah, it's weird what happened, bro. Especially because there are people who, especially because there are people who passed away. One of my favorite songs is Nocturnal Rainbows by Hobson. I like it, man. I was listening to it before I started recording this video. There's this part where it says, talking about Obama. He doesn't trust Obama and say it's part of the Illuminati. And that's the reason weird things happen. We don't know why. I don't know if Obama is part of anything, but the way he said it, and he said that's the reason weird things happen. And we don't know why, referring to the Illuminati. And he said, why did Michael Jackson had to start his tour and then had to die after, right? And it made me think of celebrities that had have passed away and how they passed away and when they passed away, and you're like, huh? Like, this world is not what it seems, man. We are being played big time, and we don't even know how to react anymore. We just watching this thing that we call life, and we're like, what is going on? We all surprised. Life is too weird to think this is not hell, bro. If it wasn't hell, everything will make sense. Like, we'll be able to justify everything. I will know what the clouds are, bro. I'll look at the clouds and be able to explain what they are. Being unable to explain what the clouds are, that's just wrong. Why can't I explain what the things that I see are? If this is a good experience for me, if this is all for me, why am I unable to explain what these things are? What is reality? What is life? Where do I come from? I can't explain these things. Why? I keep on telling you that not knowing isn't a positive thing. It leaves a room for manipulation. Like you could be getting manipulated on so many levels because you don't know. If I walked around screaming because I don't know what the heck is going on and I'm frustrated, no one will even have the right to blame me. People pretend as if they know what is going on, as if us being okay with it, that is being normal. That is a sign of being normal. No, we need to question things. If we went on strike because we don't understand what the heck is going on, be like, you know what? I don't know who created this or what created this. I don't know who controls, right? I don't know what controlled this or who controls this. But now I'm on strike, bro. You gotta show up and explain to me what the heck is going on because I've been through hell, right? I've been through hell and it never made sense. So you need to explain to me what the hell this is. I need to know. I need to understand what it's all about. I deserve to know as a sentient being because it was hell for me. And stop saying that I don't appreciate and all of that. I do appreciate, but if I was having a positive experience, I will know. Sometimes it's not about the interpretation. Don't force me to love something that I don't love. Don't force me to be okay with something that I'm not okay with. If I was okay with it, I'll be okay with it, right? Don't say that I'm not okay with it because I'm dumb. You should have created something that I'll be okay with at my level of consciousness. So if I'm dumb, then create something that I will like as a dumb person. Do you get what I'm saying? The same way that children, they like toys, right? They're not as conscious as we are, so they will like toys, right? Play with toys, whatever. You don't give a baby a car and be like, a car is better than that toy, or you give them complex math problems to solve. You understand their level of consciousness. So really, we should be given what on our levels to be happy, not to be forced to be happy with things that I'm not happy with and being blamed for it. That's another red flag about this place, that we are being blamed for not being happy. I'm not. Something is wrong, and it feels that way. Like the more I pay attention, the more it seems that way. It seems to me that we're already in hell, and there was no one to tell us where we are. But based on our experiences, this really does feel like hell. Yes, it might not be the Christian vision of hell, but it's a world where we're supposed to suffer, not supposed to grow and all of that. Like life is natural hell. Hobson say that on this song, National Rainbow. Is like life is naturally hell. You have to work to keep a smile on. Like why are some people born in poverty? Poverty is a big deal, man. Like growing up, I mean, at least my father worked as a security guard. He was able to buy food and all that. But I know how I felt like because I didn't have a lot of things that I wanted. You know, Sometimes yes, we'll eat the food that I want. At the time, rice was nice. We didn't have rice. Like you only eat rice on Christmas and New Year's. Like, but we didn't have a lot of things that we wanted. And I know how it felt like. I know how it felt like to desire something and you don't get to have it, and you just desire it and you don't get to have it. It sucks, man. I grew up with people who were really poor. Most of my relatives from my mother's side were poor. And I know what it's like to be in their shoes, because I'll visit them, maybe sometimes stay with them for a month, and I'll see what it's like to be poor, right? What it's like to not have shoes. You don't have shoes to wear. For real, you don't have shoes. It's Christmas, no one is buying you shoes. It's Christmas, there's nothing to eat. For real, it's Christmas, there's nothing to eat. know what it's like to be uh, called by the neighbor and they give you a job and you're still very young so they can give you food. I know what it's like to get laughed at. Like, you know what I'm saying? That ain't right. Why are things like that? It doesn't make any sense. If you want to say this is a good experience, it really doesn't make any sense. Happiness should be the default feeling, bro. You should be naturally happy as a sentient being in this place. Naturally happy. You shouldn't be forcing happiness. No one should be forcing you to be happy. No one should be coming with half solutions. No one should be telling you happiness is within. If you can't find happiness within, you won't be happy. They're actually blaming you for not being happy. You're like, nigga, just give me some money, I'll be fine. stop stop pretending to be enlightened. There's not even enlightenment. You just had someone saying that. No, I'm not saying money buys happiness, but you need to cope at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like, the real truth is that we screwed. Period. Like, it doesn't really matter if you rich and all of that, but at least if you have a lot of things that are distracting you, that is much better. Like, it sucks way harder when you was totally stuck. Like, you have no options. You're just in your room, no money to go anywhere. Like, it sucks, man. But if you have multiple things that can distract you, that's better. You're like, you know what, man? Yes, I might not be happy, but let me go and play snooker somewhere. Keep myself distracted. I might not be happy, but you know what, man? There's a place where people are chilling right now. There's a pool, and on a stream. It's beautiful, right? I might not be happy, but you know what, man? Let me just drive my car. You know, Let me drive my car. I don't know where I'm going specifically, but I'm just gonna drive just to feel better. Like, you want to be able to do the things that you want to do, and money is what enables you to do these things in this realm. And it sucks that money is we're not we don't have an easy access to money. Like, you kind of have to be a slave to get money, but still you're not being given enough for you to be distracted enough. It seems to me that at this level we have suffered so much that happiness is, it seems, like, happiness seems impossible at this point. Like, we've suffered so much as sentient beings that you don't know how to be happy. Because here's let me try to define happiness for you. Happiness is like this spark within. It's not really caused by anything. It's not really caused by uh external factors, right? It's just there. You just have this joy. When I was still young, this thing was here, bro. Like, even when I was going through tough times, it still was there. I don't know how to explain it, man. I wish there was a better. You know what it's like? Okay, if you're a man, I think I can explain this better to you. I don't know how it's like for females, right? As a man, when you're horny, yeah, I don't know how to put it, man. Like, it feels that way. You feel something, you feel this joy, right? So it's like when you're horny and then you feel this energy, this, yeah. It's happiness is something like that. Problem is, man, you know, we have suffered so much that we've reached a point where it's kind of like difficult to
experience that again. It will be like if you've been through a lot as a man that you have erectile dysfunction, right? It's the same thing. Like you don't feel horny. In fact, horniness is not even like, it doesn't even mean that your dick has to be up. You just feel it. As a man, you just feel it that you're horny, even if your dick is not up. Like you can feel it that damn. So happiness is like that. You feel it. You feel it. You feel it inside. It's gone. I don't feel that anymore. I'm just trying to distract myself every day. I'm like, okay, what can I do today to stay distracted, from this nonsense? But I don't feel it anymore. It's not there. Happiness fills your heart. It's not even about you being a billionaire, being a millionaire, having these things that you want and all of that. But we have experienced a lot of negative stuff that we became numb. That we've suffered, so much that it's not easy to be okay, to be free. Like we scared. If you're a deep thinker, you be scared. You're like, okay, I don't know how the game ends, bro. I'm scared. You're thinking about reincarnation. You're like, what if I come back here? What happens after I die? I don't really like, if it was non-existence, I don't really care. But what if it's not? What if the whole thing starts all over again? Because it seems like it has started all over again so many times. Why do I experience deja vu? Why do I meet some people and be like, I've known this person for a very long time? It's like, you know, I remember when I met this girl in 20. I remember when I met this girl, I think it was 2015 January. Bro, I'm telling you, when I was talking to that girl, I was like, I feel like I've met this girl before. Yeah, we ended up dating for 2 years. And she broke my heart, bro. The worst pain that I've ever felt. I've never felt the pain that I felt in 2018. Since then, and even before 2018, I've never felt that level of pain. Like the pain that I felt was unreal, bro. I was close to insanity, bro. Taking long walks. Sometimes I would accidentally talk to myself. I'm in so much pain. I'm trying to reason. I'm trying to, dude. That pain is what gave birth to this vision of myself. You know, because I became a philosopher. I'm walking alone and I'm thinking deeply about life, asking myself a lot of deep questions. And sometimes I'll be like, so I'm walking and I'm thinking, but like, yeah, but life is not what it. And I'm like, oh shit, I just spoke out loud. Like, you catch yourself, because of like what you're feeling inside. Like it's too much. So sometimes you accidentally just, speak out loud. That's how bad it was. I was truly depressed. I was like, after she broke my heart and she left and she didn't even look back like at all, and I couldn't even believe it. Like this is one person that really loved me. Like this is one person that used to make me think, maybe this might be a positive experience. I mean, why did I meet someone like this that I actually love and all of that? When a person that you love, that you believe truly that is was meant for you, and like they decide to leave and they don't care about you anymore, it's, I don't know how to explain what it does to you. Like it feels like the worst level, like the worst kind of betrayal. It's like I thought you would never leave. Like she's the person that loves me more than everyone, and dude, she leaves, and you're like, you try your best to heal, take long walks. Sometimes I was telling my cousin this, and we laughed about it. I was like, you know what I would do sometimes, bro. Sometimes I would charge my phone, hide it somewhere, like on silent, for maybe a week, just hoping that she would have called. Because I can't keep on checking my phone every hour, because I wish she would have called so we could talk. So you know what? Let me just keep it away. Then after a week, you take your phone and there's nothing. Not a message on WhatsApp, not a missed call, not a please call me message, and you're like, hey, it's over, bro. Like it's really over. There's nothing I can do at this point. Like, bro, I didn't think I was gonna heal. But the crazy thing is that I feel like I've met her before. Why did I feel like that? I'm telling you, man. You meet someone for the first time, you're like, I know this person. So what if this thing keeps on repeating non-stop? So I'm gonna meet her again, and she's gonna break my heart again, and I'm gonna go through hell. I'm gonna walk for thousands of miles. Like, dude, that's just evil. You know, I don't want to go through that again. That's not beautiful. That was hell. This was another level. I mean, this is hell, but there was another level of hell, bro. I remember this out of the. I called her. The reason why I called her is because the reason why I called her was because I kept on having these dreams where she was telling me something. I remember my mom was saying, "Don't call, right?" But I called. So I kept on having this dream where I kept on having this dream where she she was telling me something, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? It was something that she told me in real life. In fact, it was more like a question, if I'm not mistaken. And no, it wasn't a question. She was telling me something. So I was like, you know what, man, I have to call her. It was maybe 4 months since we spoke. And I was hoping, even after the 4 months, I'm hoping that she changed her mind. I'm hoping that she sees that I truly love her. Because I did. I call her, I'm like, yo, babes. I didn't say babes, yeah. But yeah, she picked up when I called, and we started talking. She's like, by the way, I'm in a relationship. Like, it was even before I asked the question. I was like, I wanted to tell her that if you're in a relationship or you're not in a relationship, please don't tell me. I just want, that's, I knew it was going to hurt, but she just brought it up out of nowhere, and she said, by the way, I'm in a relationship. And I've had enough time to compare, and yeah, to compare, and he's better, way better. And I was like, wow. But that day, I was patient. I asked her what she meant, you know, by what you kept on dreaming about, because she did say it in real life, and she explained to me. And after she explained to me, I forgot completely, which is weird. It's like it was my way of healing. But that day, bro, it was the 7th of July. I even remember the date, 7th of July, 2018, bro. It's the same day when like Daniel Cormier fought Stipe Miocic for the first time. I remember. Uh, I took a long walk. I even walked here. No, see, I walked here before they built a road here, right? Before they built a road, there was no road here. There were no houses here. I just walked. I remember correctly, man. I remember like the pain was unreal. You know what I'm saying? I even say this. I was like, yo, man, I don't know. Like, I kind of prayed. I don't know who I was praying to or what I was praying to, but I was like, I don't think I'm gonna survive this. This is too much, bro. Like, I'm in pain. I was thin, bro. I was thin, right? People thought I was sick in the village. Like, you sick. Like, something's wrong with you. You need to go and see a doctor. But I knew the real problem. But yeah, I went back home around 6. Like, I've been on the road since 9, bro. Right? I remember before I called her, I prepared myself. That it was the worst kind of trauma that I experienced. I know some people be like, you're a bitch because you don't know. You don't know. People got different, they respond differently to things. Right? So okay, I woke up like around 8, and in fact around 8. I didn't even eat that day. And I took a walk, and then around level that's when I called her. So I went back home around past 10, and I tried to eat bread. I think I will eat 1 or 2 slices of bread. Then I decided to go and call around 11. And then she said the things that she said. After that, I decided to walk, and I walked from 11 until like 6 p.m. And then that's when I spoke to my mom. I was like, yo, I called him. This and that. She was like, you shouldn't have called. And I explained to her that it gave me peace. It gave me closure. It's fine. She's moved on. There's no chance that we'll get back together. It's been 3 months, 4 months since we spoke. They could have, like, if really she was missing me, she wanted to be with me. We could have, like, the conversation would have been a bit different. Like, there would have been respect. Like, she's so turned off by me that she's like, it's so weird how she changed, man. I even thought, what if there's some spirit that entered her, because this doesn't seem like her, like she changed. But it happens. So okay, I went to sleep, woke up in the morning. Daniel Cormier defeated Stipe Miocic. I watched that fight many times, and it's part of what helped me. I was a big fan of Daniel Cormier at the time. Uh, I liked his spirit. Like, he was a hard worker. He lost to John Jones like twice. John Jones was like the only guy to beat him before he fought Stipe Miocic. Like, he's that guy. Like, Daniel Cormier was that guy. Like, a true hard worker. So I was a fan of Daniel Cormier, and he's one of the few people that I knew before I became a real fan of MMA. So it kind of helped, watching those fights, him calling out Brock Lesnar, and he was supposed to call, like, that helped. Like, small things help. Let me put it that way. Around the time I just discovered South Park. No, I discovered South Park in 2016, but they just dropped a new episode that I was watching. Atlanta as well helped, but the fact that when I saw her, I kind of felt like I knew her from somewhere. And she lives in Gauteng. I live in Limpopo, so I couldn't have met her. So it makes you question if we don't keep on doing this, and maybe the reason why I remembered it was because of what I had to go through with her, right? So I went through hell with her, and that is how I got to remember her. It sucks when you think about it. 'Cause I ain't trying to do this again, bro. This was not it. So it sucks because we don't know what this is, and it makes it the perfect hell. It makes this the perfect hell. Like, you don't know what the heck is going on. This, like, the perfect hell has to be like that. Like, you mustn't really know what is going on. This guy is just moving by itself. Seatbelt warning. I like it when it's just moving by itself. We don't know what this is, bro, and that's really scary. That is real scary. I keep on telling you that I don't want to come back here for real, bro. This was hell. Think about my childhood, and I'm like, which moment would I like to go back to? Which moment was so dope that I'll be like, yeah, I need to go back to that. It was hell. It wasn't. It felt more like a scam. It was not it. And now this car is moving fast. Still warning me about the seatbelt. Like, it's literally moving fast on its own without me pressing anything. Now I have to put my foot on the brake. They want us to be safe, yeah? Like, you have to put on your seatbelt. Oh, I got my seatbelt on. But yeah, man. This is such a weird experience, man. I want it to make sense, but it doesn't. I want it to be beautiful, but it isn't. Yes, the grass is green. The clouds look beautiful. The sky is I think it's blue. It looks blue during the day. It looks dark at night. But yo, it feels like a scam, bro. It just doesn't feel right. It does feel like hell, man. And it doesn't seem to matter how hard we try to make our lives better. I know people are trying, man. I know that. People can say whatever they want to say about others, but the real truth is that people are trying. Nobody wants this to be hell, bro. Nobody wants to experience hell. Do you know how desperate they are to make our lives better? People are desperate because they are tired of pain, bro. They are tired of suffering. Like, we are tired. So people are trying. It's not like people just like they're comfortable with being in hell, this being hell for them. They're trying. They're working hard. People are waking up in the morning every day and go to work. It's not like we're not doing anything. We are. We're doing what we can. Because we don't know what else to do, People will be believing in Christianity, people believing in Islam, people believing in New Age spirituality, non-duality, and all of people believe the things they believe because they're trying to feel better about this. It needs to get to a point where you don't even blame a person for believing things that don't make any sense. You're like, hey man, you're trying. At least you're trying to feel good, Like, who am I to judge you? Who am I to make you feel bad for what you believe? Like, you're trying. I don't have the answers. I can tell you that God doesn't exist, but will that help you? I can tell you that. I can tell you we live in a simulation. Will that help you? I can tell you that this is a dream. Will that help you? Believe what you believe. At the end of the day, you're trying to survive too. You're not trying to stress 24/7. Maybe truth helps me and it doesn't help you. We're not the same. I want the truth. No matter what it takes. You might not really want the truth. It's you want what you want. You want what makes sense to you. You want what helps you. You don't want to be told this is hell. You don't want to believe this is hell, and it's okay. You want to believe what you want to believe. Because I might be making you feel pain by making you believe that. So sometimes it's not about who's right and who's wrong. Sometimes it's just about what matters to you the most. I don't know why you're here and what you're supposed to understand and all of that. Maybe you're not supposed to understand what I'm saying. But there are people who want to understand what I'm saying. There are people who are interested in what I'm saying. And that is why I'm making these videos. I'm making these videos for people like me. still feel like something is off. Yes, we've been told what we've been told, but something doesn't feel right. Yes, they told us that this is a good world, but still something does not feel right. It feels like something is off. It feels like something is wrong. It feels like there are lies that we believe about this reality. We live, we love, deep in the dark, loving is alive. It belongs to the other side. We live, we love. And the sun's down. Don't you on the rainbow soaring in the air so high? It may seem so that I can see, but the darkness provides the light for me. I don't wanna be lonely, and the moon is my only on me. If there's a higher upon me, instead of no rainbows. If you find yourself in hell without any memories of your past life, well, understanding why you're in hell, it's your job to figure out the truth. It's not your parents' job, it's not your friend's job. It's not anyone else's job. You're the one who's experiencing this. You're the one who suffers. That is why it's important to question things. Not to pretend as if things are okay. Because in this world, people call you sane when you feel like things are okay. If you realize that, like, you get rewarded for thinking that things are okay. So if you think things are not okay, you are considered negative. Like, you must be negative. But if you're positive, people clap hands for you. Like, yo, you positive. It's like, yo, we could really be in hell, right? Do we want it to be like that forever? So our souls are being harvested, right? And we're supposed to pretend as if things are fine because we are being rewarded for that. People tend to clap hands for us when we're being ignorant. Realize that. When we're not being real. It seems to be that way in this place. If one day you say something that is real, something that is true, they'll be like, you're depressed. You're like, what if I'm speaking the truth? It's truth depression. Like, you say something that is so true that it shouldn't even be debated in any way, and they say you're depressed. You're like, why is it that people who speak the truth are often confused with people who are depressed? Like, I just say something that is true and you say I'm depressed. So it's like now you believe that people who are depressed speak the truth. It's like speaking the truth is a sign of depression. So no, I'm just speaking the truth based on what I'm seeing here. Thinking that this is hell that is not a sign that you're not doing things right. You're suffering worse than everyone. Like, I keep on telling you that there are people that I'm doing better than, who don't think this is hell. So it's not a sign that someone is just doing bad and that's it. This is hell because of that. Oh, a sign of laziness, right? You're lazy, so you're like, this is hell. It's not even a sign of that. It has everything to do with intellectual honesty. What am I seeing when I look at the world? Just what it has to do with. I desperately want this to be good. Right? I desperately want this to be a positive experience. I don't want this to be negative. I desperately want this to be a positive experience, to be something that I can justify. Do you understand how desperate I am to be wrong? No, seriously, like, I'm so desperate to be proven wrong. Like, it wouldn't crash my ego if I was wrong. If this wasn't a hell room and someone was able to prove to me that it's not a hell room. This is not about being right. It's about what I think makes sense based on what I'm seeing so far. The amount of suffering that sentient beings have to endure. Not just humans, but animals too. Yes, they might not be able to tell us they're suffering, but it's logical to think they are based on what we're seeing. The game is so unforgiving. We constantly have to protect ourselves. You see that the bear that is probably looking for food. What kind of food is it looking for? Is it looking for food that's not alive? Of course not. It's looking for sentient life. Devour. That's the game. And we want to say it's not hell. Just because they say it's a good place doesn't mean that it's not hell. Based on what I've seen so far, I do think this is hell, and I do hope that I'm wrong. When the sun's down, nocturnal rainbows soar in the air so high. It may seem so that I can see, but the darkness provides a light for me. I don't wanna be lonely, and the moon is my only homie. If there's a higher power, then show me, instead of nocturnal rainbows. The sun down, nocturnal rainbows so in the air so high. It may seem so that I can see, but the darkness provides the light for me. I don't wanna be lonely, and the moon is my only homie. If there's a higher power, then show me, instead of nocturnal rainbow. The darkness provides the light for me. The darkness is what led to truth. I was able to see what I see now because of darkness. I was able to philosophize. There's a higher power showing me. I deserve the truth. We all do. No one should make you feel so small that you don't you don't feel that you deserve the truth. You do deserve the truth. We have been through a lot as sentient beings who think we don't deserve the truth. To be okay with things that we're not naturally okay with. I do believe that there's a reason why we don't know the truth, and it's not a good one. It's not like we don't know the truth because we're being protected from something. There's nothing to do with that. The truth is kept away from us because maybe we'll find a way to liberate ourselves through truth. Because if we knew what is going on, self-liberation would be easy. But without a clue what is going on, we don't know where to go. We may not know where to go. We may not know which path to take on this dark road. Like, we're waking in the dark. When you make a decision, you just hope. Like, I hope it's the right decision to make. Like, I hope this decision will lead to my liberation. It will lead to positive results. Because you don't know. You don't know. Like, even if you're making a decision that is considered to be the right decision, you don't know where it would lead. You're literally working in the dark. It's not like you are given many paths and you are told exactly where they lead. You might be told where they are likely to lead, Like, yeah, if you study hard, you might end up being a doctor, you might end up being a teacher, you might end up being a judge, a lawyer, That's likely, but it doesn't mean it's guaranteed. It doesn't mean that's where you're going. You might find that if you took a different road, you might find that if you were not serious at school, you would have had a better chance of success than if you were serious, right? That's life, so damn unpredictable. Like, you don't know what is the best thing to do. It's sad. That's why you can't really blame anyone for suffering. We don't know which path to take. If I take a path that leads to success, I was lucky enough. It has nothing to do with my intelligence. Even if I'm intelligent, I can still get it wrong. Like, it doesn't even rely on intelligence. It's luck. Really, it relies on luck, bro, more than it does. That is why there are people that that you're like, this person is people that that you ask yourself, how did they make it? How? Like, there's nothing that seems to be special about them. They just seem to just be like everyone else. And some of them don't seem to be as smart as like the people that are not doing as well as they are. So it's luck, if you're lucky enough to choose the right path, because we're working in the dark, right? So you choosing the right path has a lot less to do with your intelligence, right? It's like thinking that a person who's like very intelligent is likely to win the lottery. It's not. You don't win the lottery because you're intelligent. It's luck. You don't know which numbers are going to come out. You could be the most intelligent person on earth and fail to win the lottery every time, because it has nothing to do with intelligence. It has everything to do with luck. Thank you guys for watching this video until the end. Like the video, tell me what you think about the video, subscribe to the channel. Let us keep on growing. Let's keep on reaching high levels of consciousness together. Thank you guys.